game as a whole?
Very proud of our players. I shook the cobwebs off. I thought pretty good early. I thought we competed hard, battled hard. We got contributions from everybody that played, from the goaltender on out. Extremely proud of our special teams tonight, but it was good. We were able to keep a good rotation going on our lines. We used all our lines, all our players considerably. So, and that was very important for us. So, again, very proud. Big night for Justin Misiak, breaking the all-time games played record. It's been a thrill to watch every one of his games. I've enjoyed watching him, and the guys made it a special night for him.
How important was it, to shake the rust off, as you kind of put it, given the fact you didn't play last weekend, to come out tonight and get that start you had?
Yeah, we talked about it. It was going to be, we didn't talk about the rust. We didn't even want to get that in our minds, but I knew that the mental part of the game, I felt anyways, that the mental part of the game was going to be the big deal, because there was the potential for fatigue and things like that. And so, extremely important to be able to get all of our guys involved in playing. We used a lot of guys on the penalty kill. It was very good to get all of our guys going a game. That was important. We gave up some things that we wouldn't characteristically give up, and Blake bailed us out on that, because there were areas where Bemidji's a tremendous team. They're fourth in the country in power play. They're always one of the best penalty kills in the country, and Ernie does a tremendous job. Tom Sartori does a tremendous job having his team ready, and you saw that. It was a good hockey game that really could have gone either way, and we were opportunistic in some areas. But I did like our pursuit. I liked our pursuit on the puck. I liked how we attacked the net, and I thought we competed hard defensively and against a very good hockey team.
We had a little bit of a rough night when it came to the faceoffs. Logan Pietila kept going out there, and he didn't seem to make any improvements as the night went on. What was the rationale between putting his line out there? Was it more for a defensive posture versus winning the faceoff, or
just bad coaching? Just bad coaching. I don't have an answer. I trust him. I trust his line mates. So, he's very dependable for us. So.
Just an off night.
Yeah.
Logan Gainey has sort of worked himself into the lineup last couple of games. How nice was it to see him get rewarded right away tonight and get one?
Yeah, it's always nice to see guys make strides. It's really nice to see Goatsy. He's got, I believe, 2 straight games with a goal now. It's really nice to see Leiper, get it going. It's nice to see Gaines get it going. It's nice to see Nardell and Crosby get their, building confidence. It's really hard on me, on the staff, on the guys that aren't playing, because they're pushing it every day. But we're trying to make a push as a team as well, and we have trust in some players, like I just mentioned. We have some trust in some players right now that's given them a little bit of a nod. But it's great to see these guys. Buckley's competing extremely hard. It's great to see these guys. Our goaltending is consistently good. So I'm proud of watching players grow, and there's no excuses. We seem to have a good way about us that we're trying to leave everything on the ice, and not to continue to get better as a team and get cohesive as a team. And we're going through some tests. We're going through some tests on different times, layoffs, this, that, and our guys are responding, and I'm very proud of them for that.
We transitioned from maybe 1 5-on-5 goal from the LSU series to now 4 5-on-5 goals just tonight alone. How has it been this season trying to get the balance between your special teams and your 5-on-5 goals?
I believe that we had 2 power play goals tonight, didn't we? Weren't we 2 for 4? Oh. So we had 3, and one of those. No, that's good. And one was an empty netter too. So, but we had a tremendous amount of chances, and that's what you're really looking for. And what I liked again our pursuit to create second chance opportunities. I thought that was a big deal from everybody, from every line. I thought that our possession was good, and again, I think we got a little bit, and I'm not going to say sloppy, but there were some areas where we were trying to do a little bit too much because we just don't have a lot of minutes, and right now we have to correct things, and the guys have to feel things out, and you know, you get caught in a little bit of practice mode where you try to do a little bit too much because there's not, you know, if something happens, I blow the whistle, and then you change up lines in practice and things. Well, there's a result now. There's ramifications, and when those happened, they happened less as it went on, but when they happened, Blake was there for us to make the saves. But again, you know, Bemidji made a tremendous push at the end, and there's a lot of pride in that locker room, and these are important points on the line right now with the two of us. We're competing for a good spot in the, you know, in home ice for the first round of the playoffs. So tonight was our turn in it, but the game could have gone either way. They could have. I thought our goaltender played great. Their goaltender played good, and we were opportunistic.
How important was it to get that third goal? They get back one there before the end of the first period, and you know, you can kind of come out flat from that, but instead you guys come out, fight hard, and you get that third goal.
Yeah, tonight we seemed to respond relatively quickly when we gave one up. Like, we gave up that one at the end of the first. That was a tough one because but it didn't. I give our guys again credit. It didn't. That could have been very demoralizing and could have changed the game. We came out relatively soon and got a three. You know, got that third goal. Then they scored again right at the end of a power play. We just got back to 5-on-5 and Sillinger, who got both goals. I mean, those Sillingers and Iarullo and Somoza and you know, Rosa. They have some tremendous hockey players, and they made great plays. But then it didn't take us tremendously long to get that 2-goal lead again. So the noose didn't get tight, and we didn't get buzzed. Our guys did a really good job, I thought, of answering the call and not losing focus and getting us, you know, the goals that we needed.
Going off of Bemidji's big players, we saw really good performances from Sawyer, Thorne, Buckley, almost the entire D-core, besides maybe like one or two lapses, which resulted in those breakaway opportunities where Blake bailed us out. That D-core was very solid tonight.
Yeah, and part of the D-core and their ability to be aggressive is numbers, is forwards doing a good job for them too. And that's where I thought we got a little bit sloppy. And again, sloppy's a hard word, but we were a little bit rusty on our puck management. In that the trouble that we got in were plays that were happening, a lot of rush offense by them, and a lot that was happening in their blue line area where those mishaps were occurring. And you know, you're going one way, the puck ends up going the other, and then you're stuck. And then they get numbers coming at you, and they're good. They're a good team. They're good in the rush. They're good. I mean, they're a good hockey team. So that's the area I think that we had to shore up a bit. And I actually thought we did in the third period. And I just thought they put on a hard push in a third and got some good opportunities with the goalie out, and you know, we'll have to look at that a little bit more, but that's where I think that was the danger in that once we get to the point where our forwards are helping and not just watching the play and hoping that we get the puck to an area where they can create offense down low. I mean, there's times where you have to, you know, cut bait. You know, you have to cut bait and pull the line out of the water and get ready for the next opportunity, and I thought we got better as it went on. First period, I thought we needed to get better. Second period was a little bit better. Third period, I thought we were much better in that regards, and Bemidji really had to earn what they got, and they did earn opportunities.
How important is it right now to get a guy like Goetze going? And it seemed like he is starting to really click in the last couple of games here.
Well, yeah. What's important is for everybody, for all of us, to be a strong link in the chain. It's important for all of us, and guys that have the ability to do a little bit more in certain ways are doing that. You know, he's got the ability to create offense. I mean, he's a 20-point guy for us. You know, he's gotten 20 points in a year, so he's good. You know, Caro's playing strong, good, hard minutes, and you made a good point on that. Our defensive core is, you know, Buckley is competing. Leip is playing his best hockey by far. You know, in a lot of ways. I don't want to leave Colin Sawyer out, who's really the anchor in that, in both regards, such a thoroughbred out there. But then, you know, Hallinen's consistent, Bliss is consistent, and we're getting. It's good to get depth, and you mentioned that. Good to see Gainey, and good to see. And there's guys that are practicing well, they can play. So that's what's good, and as long as we keep winning, it's a little bit easier for everybody to keep on that growth spurt, and that's what's enjoyable. And that's why I said I really enjoy watching these guys play. They've been through a lot in their careers and always given a tremendous effort. And I really enjoy watching these guys get rewarded for the hard work they put in, because a bodybuilder doesn't say, okay, I want to win Mr. Olympia and then go in the weight room one time. It's a lifelong effort of work, and there's summers in the weight room. There's everything that goes on, and studying and video, and that's just with hockey, not even with school. So I enjoy watching these Michigan Tech athletes in all the sports grow and excel. They're special people.
This is I believe either the third or the fourth straight game now that we've had an extra forward dress now instead of a D-man. Do you feel like the D-corps is at a spot now where you can try to get that one forward in who may be practicing really well? Yeah,
that's good. What we feel more is that if we get in a pinch back there, we have some thoroughbreds that can log minutes. Carroll can play and log minutes. Leip can play and log minutes. Sawyer can play and log minutes. Those guys they just have a really good body mass. They have good VO2 recovery. They can log minutes. And there's a couple players that we feel can help us. And, if they get into the game the right way, they really help us. But if they don't settle into the game the right way, they seem to have a hard time getting on track. And so what I really do is watch a few players, and the guys that we have in those roles can play a lot of positions. The guys that we have in those roles could play up in the top six if something were to happen in one of what we feel is a highly skilled player. But they can also play in a bottom six role, and that gives us a lot of versatility. That's why we're kind of doing that, because we feel that we have more coverage on the back end, and that we need a little bit more insurance on the front line to be able to make adjustments as needed or cover injuries and things as needed, because we think running our numbers up front is really important to, especially right now, on the fatigue factor to try to play our numbers.
Yeah, speaking of fatigue, we have a lot of games coming up in a very short span of time here. Is that going to be something that's going to be on the top of your mind to make sure players don't empty the tank to the point where they might miss a game or two?
Yeah, and that's where I'll really lean on Tyler and lean on Nate Larson and lean on the coaches and things for advice on rest recovery and when we need to practice, when we don't. It's gonna be like a pro schedule. We're gonna play these two games, decide what we're gonna do Sunday, decide what we're gonna do Monday, and play Tuesday, and then decide what we're gonna do Wednesday and Thursday, and then get on the bus in those days, and I have to make a decision on the lineup and go from there. So we'll rely on the experts on that to tell us what we need to do for our recovery and who's really needs a break and how they need a break. And we might be doing old Blash's, Jeff Blash's, what do they call it, maintenance day. Some guys will probably be getting some maintenance days.
Coach, tomorrow night's game, second place is on the line. They've lost 3 in a row now. What are you expecting to be the game tomorrow night?
Well, they're going to bring everything, and like they always do, and we're going to bring it. Once you get in the game, there might be an adrenaline rush to start with, but if the game is managed by both teams, by either team, it turns into a hockey game, and then it's whoever makes it happen. On any given day, it's any given guy. That's why the more depth you have and the more guys you have going and things like that really aid in your team, because if one guy's off or two guys off, you look at teams, you put tremendous players on the ice and one of them is going to score. When you don't have as much of that, then it comes down to who gets the goals. Tonight we were opportunistic. I thought some guys made some really good plays tonight. We earned our goals. There wasn't anything cheap or soft or anything like that. So I think we earned it. I thought Tommy made a really good play on that empty net goal to put that thing away. Made a pass over, and we got a fortunate call where they took a penalty with the goalie out because they were creating some pressure on us.
As we enter the stretch here for the final month or so of the season here, as a coach for the team overall, are you more focused on games at hand, or are you looking at the bigger picture with a pairwise and a at-large bid?
We're focusing on being the best. It's a good question. We're focusing on every single hockey game. I'm not looking past, because one weekend can end all that stuff, and then you're sitting back and what is it over at that point, you know? So we're just focusing on every game, aware of what's going on around us, but focusing on our task against the opponent we're going to play on any given night. And I think our guys are mature like that. We have an older team now, so I think we're seeing a pretty focused group right now.